that and do that. All right, everybody, welcome to the weekly weather briefing from the National Weather Service in Spokane for Tuesday, December 27th. I am Matt at the National Weather Service, and I'll be leading you through the briefing today. For our overview for the upcoming week, we're looking at residual mountain snow showers, mainly in the mountains, for tonight and Wednesday. Then the next chance of snow will be light to locally moderate snow on Thursday and Friday. We'll have a little break period in the basin tomorrow. And then our next potential for a widespread significant snowstorm will be on or about New Year's Day, and probably starting New Year's Eve and then intensifying during the day on New Year's Day. And then after that, we're looking at some very cold and dry conditions on Monday and Tuesday, also with some breezy winds coming through those northern valleys like the Purcell Trench and the Okanagan Valley. So for the rest of this evening, I just want to show we have a few highlights left up there. We have a winter storm warning that is still in effect until 4 a.m. Wednesday. This is for 4 to 9 additional inches, and that's mainly near the Cascade Crest on basically on the Highway 2 approach to Stevens Pass and the higher valleys like Holden Village. And that's mainly from slop over from the west side, going over the crest and dumping before it downslopes into the basin and dries out. Then over on the Idaho Panhandle, we have a winter storm warning still in effect until 8 a.m. tomorrow, with an additional 1 to 4 inches in the valleys, 4 to 8 inches in the mountains. And then down in the Camas Prairie and in the Blue Mountains, we have a winter weather advisory until 10 p.m. tonight. Might get an additional 1 to 2 inches, but the main issue there is going to be the gusty winds blowing that snow around, creating some drifting problems, especially on the Camas Prairie, where we've had some problems during the day today. It will be breezy on the Palouse tonight and tomorrow, and there will be patchy blowing snow around there, but that's not worth putting out a highlight for. As far as temperatures for the next week, in general, we're looking at more or less seasonable highs and lows through about Friday or so, and then we start a slow downward trend. And then finally, after the weekend, Monday and Tuesday, when that cold Arctic air comes in, we really plunge down back into the well below normal range. For tonight and Wednesday, the residual mountain snow, I'm just going to show you this, looking at another maybe 3 to 6 inches in the high terrain of the Idaho Panhandle. And you can see the fairly beefy slop over storm totals coming across the crest. But in general, the basin is going to be pretty much dry from now until our next storm begins on Thursday. And there is the local blowing snow issue, once again, on the Palouse and points southward from residual breezy conditions. Now, Thursday into Friday is our next storm system. This looks like a light to maybe locally moderate snow accumulations. Not much in the basin, an inch, maybe an inch or two down in the Pullman area. But the light snow is going to begin under a warm front that comes up on Thursday, and then the trailing cold front is going to come through on Friday. And that front's going to kind of slump down from north to south. So actually, while the northern reaches of the area might be clearing out by Friday afternoon, the Lewiston, Clarkston Valley, Camas Prairie, Pullman, they might stay in light snow through most of the day on Friday. And our confidence of this snowstorm occurring is fairly high as far as the amounts are concerned. We're kind of moderate, but this does not look like a big snow producing event for us as far as pattern recognition. So while we'll get some snow out of it, I don't think it's going to be a lot. And then on New Year's Eve, we have of course, that is the big night for celebration. During the day Saturday, New Year's Eve, will be pretty much quiet, but we'll just have increasing clouds. However, the next storm system will be dropping down out of Canada, down the Canadian coast. It'll be ginning up by the time people start celebrating on New Year's Eve during the evening. And we'll probably have some light snow beginning over much of the region as midnight approaches. However, during the night and at the time when people are going back home, we don't expect there to be a lot of snow, but there will be steady snow by then, a little bit of snow on the roads, but nothing significant by that time. And then on New Year's Day, the main threat exists as that low pressure system moves down just to the southwest of us, and that means we're going to get the wraparound of moisture coming up from the south across the stationary front, and it's also going to meet that cold air coming in from Canada, and all that's going to produce a significant threat for, well, at least light to moderate snow, depending on where that low tracks. If it moves east of the Cascades, we could have areas getting heavy snow. But at this time, our models are suggesting that the track is going to keep it in the definite snow, but generally light to moderate accumulations. And then on Monday and Tuesday, that low pressure moves off to the south, and we start to get some really cold, modified Arctic air streaming into the area. So while we'll be dry and our skies might even clear out, except for some morning fog and low clouds, we are looking at pretty much just a cold, very cold, and generally benign pattern. A 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, the odds strongly favor below normal temperatures, as we saw a preview of that in the last slide. And as far as precipitation outlook, well, it's not giving us a very strong signal either way. It looks like the west side is going to be favoring below average, Idaho and Montana above average. We're kind of stuck right between them. And this is January, so we probably can expect a few minor little storm systems during that time. So as far as the impacts overview, we're looking at mountain snow showers and local blowing snow on the Palouse and points south for tonight and Wednesday. Light to moderate snow is expected on Thursday and Friday over much of the area. And then widespread snow on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. The accumulations are uncertain at this time. So that's something to keep an eye on as the week moves on. Keep abreast of that forecast for that critical time period when there's going to be a lot of people out celebrating. And then we're looking at cold and locally breezy, but essentially dry conditions on Monday and Tuesday. And you can stay informed by following us on various social media outlets. And as far as that's pretty much it for the briefing, does anybody have any